Hello my dear students, today let's go for one more important topic, Daniell cell. Myself Jayaraj Hegde and let us get into the topic. The first made voltaic cell or the galvanic cell was Daniell cell. So what does that Daniell cell contains? Let us look forward in this module. Daniell cell consists of two electrodes. Obviously all cell contains two electrode, one will be cathode and one will be anode. This Daniell cell also contains two electrode and one electrode is zinc electrode, in which zinc rod is dipped in zinc sulfate solution, and the other one is, this is zinc sulfate solution and zinc rod is immersed in it, and the other one is copper electrode, in which copper rod is dipped in copper sulfate solution. This is a copper sulfate solution, and this copper sulfate solution, the copper rod will be immersed in copper sulfate solution. And these two electrodes are connected by an external metal wire which can take up anything, like which consumes electricity. Usually we take galvanometer, which shows the deflection, or if we take any bulb which gives light. So here we have taken galvanometer or voltmeter, which shows deflection. We feel that now there will be flow of electricity. Actually nothing happens if we don't complete the circuit. Here these two solutions are to be connected by a salt bridge. So we should have to connect these two solutions by a salt bridge. What actually the salt bridge is? Salt bridge is a agar-agar gel which contains a electrolyte, usually KCl, potassium chloride saturated solution. This makes a salt bridge. So now the cell is complete. We have a zinc electrode, we have a zinc electrode, we have a copper electrode, and we have a galvanometer which is connected through the external circuit, and a salt bridge which is connecting the solution. Construction of Daniell cell looks like this, and if we take everything in the standard conditions, that means if we take pure zinc metal, pure copper metal, and if the concentration of zinc sulfate and the copper sulfate solution are 1 molar, it usually causes a spontaneous chemical reaction which in turn leads to the release in energy, and the liberated energy will produce 1.1 voltage of electricity. The entire Daniell cell, if the concentration of solutions are 1 molar, it have an ability to produce 1.1 voltage of electricity. So that's why we call it as cell potential of standard Daniell cell is 1.1 volt. What exactly happens when the circuit is closed? Actually what happens, see, we have zinc electrode. As the reduction potential of zinc is negative, we have seen in the earlier session, reduction potential of zinc is negative, so that's why it has less reduction potential. That is the reason zinc undergoes oxidation. Zinc present in the metal rod, it comes out from the rod and gets into the solution as Zn2 plus by leaving behind 2 electrons on the rod itself. So that's how this rod becomes negatively charged, and Zn2 plus comes out from the solution by doing oxidation of zinc. Here zinc rod undergoes oxidation. Similarly, whatever the copper electrode is there, this copper electrode undergoes on the copper electrode, what happens? Copper 2 plus solution which is present in the copper sulfate, it goes and get into the metal rod, and there it gets reduced by taking the electrons present in the rod. So that's how copper 2 plus will goes and deposits on the copper rod. So that's how here the reduction of copper takes place. Here zinc electrode, zinc will gives to Zn2 plus 2 electron. Copper electrode undergoes oxidation to form, copper electrode undergoes reduction to form copper 2 plus 2 electron gives copper. So overall equation looks like this: zinc plus Cu2 plus will give Zn2 plus Cu. This is a spontaneous reaction. In this spontaneous reaction, zinc undergoes oxidation and the copper undergoes reduction. Remember here, zinc electrode we call it as anode and copper electrode we call it as cathode. Why we call it as anode and why we call it as cathode? It is because the zinc electrode is undergoing oxidation and the copper electrode is undergoing reduction. The electrode where oxidation takes place is called anode. The electrode where the reduction is taking place is called cathode. So it's a point to be remembered. Zinc electrode is called anode because there occurs oxidation takes place, and the copper electrode acts as cathode because there occurs reduction. See, as we have seen many a times, the charge of the electrode is not constant in all the cells. In electrolytic cell, anode is a positively charged and cathode is negatively charged. But here it is exactly reverse. It's pretty simple. Zinc electrode is acting as anode. Why? Because here after on oxidation, zinc loses electron and those electrons will stay back on the metal, making it negatively charged. So that's why here anode is negatively charged, and in copper electrode, the electrons present on the copper rod is absorbed by Cu2 plus. So that's how it takes place, those electrons, and gets reduced. Similarly, that is the reason copper rod becomes positively charged. So the charge of cathode is positively charged. Here it is exactly reverse what we can see on the battery or any electrolytic cell. Here you should have to remember this point. Always, wherever oxidation takes place, it is anode, and reduction takes place is called cathode. Here, remember in this sense, A comes first in the alphabetical order, then comes C. O comes first in the alphabetical order, then comes R. So that's why A, first one O, anode, oxidation. C first comes, then comes R, cathode, reduction. Or you can remember in this sense also, AO, administrative officer, and CR, class representative. Class representative stand for cathode reduction. Hope these points are clear for you. Thank you for watching.